All right. Hi guys. So today we'll be looking at a bit of cryptocurrency. So mostly our focus will be on SYS. So just to let you guys know before we start the video, this is not investment advice. This is just my personal opinion on how I expect price action to be on SYS. And most importantly, I do have a position on SYS and a pretty large one relative to my portfolio size. So yeah now that that's aside, let's look at the chart. So over here we have SYS USDT. Now looking at the overall chart, what you see here is that prices are in a clear uptrend, and that is a good sign because as of now, recently we know that the crypto market has been a bit rough in terms of figuring out an overall trend. So on the bottom is what is the most important thing on the chart, which is called the relative strength line. Now for those of you who don't know what relative strength is, it's very simple. It's not the relative strength index, that's RSI, that is completely different. This is simply the ratio between a certain, well, it can be a certain stock or even a crypto, divided by a certain index. So in this case we have used Bitcoin. So what I've done, what this line says is how SYS is performing relative to BTC. So if the line is trending up, overall line is trending up, that means that that means that SYS is performing much better than BTC. So overall we have an upward trend on the relative line, which means that SYS is performing much better than Bitcoin. So that's something that's very important to know, because so far most of my winning positions have been on counters that have strong relative strength. So that's something very important to know, especially when the market is difficult to trade on and when there's a lot of shakeouts and a lot of sideways action. You want to focus on stuff that has very good relative strength. So now that we have that aside, we are going to look at a few chart patterns. So as of now, one of the obvious chart patterns that we see here is a cup and handle over here. So what we see here is today prices have tested that 0.8 ish level and currently it's stalling. So when I say stalling, that means that there are sellers and there are active sellers. And if you look at the market depth of SYS, you can clearly see that the low to mid 0.8s have a lot of sellers. So that's going to be a very key barrier to break if SYS wants to move higher. And if you look at the overall volume pattern as well, we see pretty much a very natural pattern. What we see here is that volume has fallen a lot as prices form this handle formation. So that's usually what happens on a cup and handle. Usually volume is very low as prices form the handle. So how are we going to know if there's a breakout? So there are two ways you can confirm a breakout. One is through volume. So you want to see very strong volume coming in, and as of now anything above around this 50 million mark would usually confirm the breakout. And also we need to see a close above this resistance line or the neckline. So two things: one, we need a close above the neckline, which as of now the chart is on the daily, so we need to have a daily close above the neckline, and also we need to see strong volume coming in. So those are two things that I use to confirm a breakout. So now that we have that aside, there's another pattern that looks a lot like a flag formation. So if you look at this is the flag over here, and then you have the flagpole which starts from roughly around here. So so again you can see that prices are stalling around this resistance line from the flag formation. So again, as of now neither of the patterns are confirmed, because for us to confirm the pattern we need to see a valid breakout. So as of now we do not have that. So we still don't have confirmation of both the patterns. So in terms of price target, let's look at the most primary pattern that we have here, which is the cup and handle. So how we measure price target is pretty much taking the height of the pattern. So you take the lowest point, which is roughly around 0.46, and then you take it up to this neckline, which is roughly at around 0.88. So you get around 46 cents from that point. I think roughly around 46 is 42 points 42 cents, and you add it to the breakout point. So as of now we don't have a confirmed breakout, but assuming that the breakout happens roughly at around 0.8, it gives us a price target of roughly around this 1.2 ish level over here. So we are looking at a really good move in terms of a percentage gain, provided that we have a confirmed breakout. So now that we have looked at the overall trend, the patterns, and a price target, we need to figure out a stop loss. So usually my stop loss would go roughly below 0.67. So I believe that that is most likely the most important level to hold for SYS. So below 0.67 we might see a further drawdown. So usually if the trend is strong, I see no reason for us to test this 0.67 level. We ideally should see a breakout within the coming days. So that's what I have in mind, because if prices are to test this 0.6 level, then 0.67 level, then it looks a lot like price action is a bit weak. So I see no reason for us to test that level if price action is strong, and as it is showing on the relative strength line that prices are strong overall, we should see a breakout very soon. That's what I believe. So hopefully we do, but as of now we still don't have confirmation. So right, let's just summarize what we have spoken so far. So we have spoken of the overall trend, which is very positive. We have spoken that we have a bullish pattern forming, two patterns. One is the flag formation, which is a continuation pattern, and a cup and handle. And we know that our relative strength line is rising, which means that price action is much stronger relative to Bitcoin. And also we have a price target of $1.2 and a stop loss at around $0.67. So now that we have all that aside, I just want to show you a few key levels from the anchored VWAP. So pretty much this anchored VWAP over here is let me take this off for a second. All right, so this anchored VWAP over here, this line over here has been a level of importance. So you can see the prices have found resistance along this level over here, and then eventually once prices broke through the barrier, prices have roughly found support. So that's been a level. And also if you want to have a worst case stop level, if you want to give it more flexibility, you can have it below this anchor VWAP. So that's roughly at around 0.63. So that's one more thing that you want to keep in mind. And yeah, so this anchor VWAP from the all-time highs is also acting as a bit of resistance. You can see prices are having trouble trying to break through that level. So yeah, nothing too much to keep in mind on that. It's just that you can possibly give more flexibility by having a stop below this anchor VWAP rather than this this low over here at 0.67. So just something that you that might be helpful for you in terms of figuring out a stop loss. So that's that. So there's another chart that I wanted to show you on SYS USD. Now this one is a chart made by TradingView. So yeah, I'm not exactly sure the exact difference between the two, because the overall monthly chart on the two on USDT and the one made by TradingView is a bit different. So on the monthly chart it looks a lot more solid on USD. Now if you look at it, we have a perfect cup and handle over here. So you can see it's pretty much very perfect, because you have a perfect cup and then you have a perfect handle, and you can see that the volume has fallen within the formation of the handle, and also that relative to selling, the buying pressure is pretty strong. So as of now we still don't have a breakout. You can see that clearly on this month prices are finding a bit of resistance. Now most likely what I feel like is that we might have a very strong move in January if prices are to close around this level without breaking through this 0.85 ish level. So if prices don't break through the level, then most likely we are likely to see a very strong move in January. Or if we are to have a breakout, then we are most likely to see a very strong move over the next few days. So either of the two can happen, but overall what we have is a very strong indication that SYS is likely to have a strong move up. So in terms of price target, the price target from the cup and handle is roughly at around $2. So just to keep in mind, this is not a log chart, so if you look at this, it's a bit different. So yeah, in terms of price target, again the same thing, we take the lowest point of the pattern, we look at its corresponding high towards the neckline, and we add it to the breakout point, and you get roughly a price target of $2. So that is something also that you need to keep in mind. I don't think you need to be a lot confused between the two charts, because I think either way, regardless, both should be behaving the same way if prices are to break out. So regardless of which pattern you look at, it should be giving you the same signal. So overall, we know that the price action is very strong, and most likely we might see a breakout very soon. So this is the final thing that I wanted to show you. So this is pretty much relative strength. So rather than calculating it as a single line or an index, we just look at it by comparing the two lines. So the blue line is the SYS, and then the orange line is Bitcoin. So you can clearly see that from this point over here, Bitcoin has been on a downtrend. So it recently broke through this downtrend, but overall it's been trending lower, and at the same time you can see that SYS has been trending higher. So very simply, even through this, you can clearly see that SYS is relatively a lot stronger than Bitcoin. So that's about it. That's what I wanted to highlight. So let's just go through everything that we have spoken about. So we know that the overall trend is positive. We know that the relative strength line is very strong, which means that it's performing well relative to Bitcoin. We have identified multiple patterns. We have found two cup and handles, one on the daily, one on the monthly. One gives a price target of $1.2. The other one, the much larger pattern, gives a price target of $2. And we have found two stop levels. One is at 0.67, which is a more obvious stop level. And we had also the stop from the anchored VWAP, which comes roughly at around 0.63. So in terms of volume as well, volume is playing out the way it should. And for us to have a confirmed breakout like we spoke about, we need to have a daily close above resistance, and we need to have above average volume. So roughly I'm looking at more than 50 million volume on the day. So yeah, that's about it on SYS. If you guys have any questions, you can comment on the comment section below, and also let me know if there's anything else that I need to look at, any other coins that I need to look at, or if there is anything else you want to add into what I've done so far. You can obviously comment below, and most importantly, don't forget to like, subscribe, share the video, and also post your thoughts in the comment section below. Thank you guys, thank you for listening.